Good. What's up, y'all? It's Red. This is West Blue Reviews, and today we talking about One Piece chapter. Nope. What's up, y'all? It's Red. This is West Blue Reviews, and today we talking about One Piece chapter 1165. But first, you already know we got to get into the cover page. It's another request, and it's Beppo peacefully sleeping with Zeus as a pillow. We even see Law there chilling too. I hope this is some kind of sign that they're out there chilling in the story, just relaxing, getting some rest in, because we all know the last time we saw them, they had a run-in with Blackbeard and it didn't end too well. So even if it's not as peacefully as the cover page, I hope they're somewhere just chilling, biding their time, getting right, training, eating, all of the healthy things, because we know we're gonna need them in the final war whenever Oda kicks things up for real. So yeah, I hope they out there doing good. Shout out to whoever requested this. This was pretty nice. And then moving on, there's only 5 words I can use to properly describe this chapter, and they would be Garp and Roger versus Rocks, because that's what we get through and through the whole thing. Oda didn't let up not one time. This was epic and sad at the same time. Man, it was just good writing. It was one of those chapters where I was reading it and I can already see what the animation team is gonna do. Like everything, the whole chapter was just fluid. I heard the noises. I knew when they were gonna use the all the flashy stuff. Like I can just tell, man. It's just like at this point, I hope it's either Mrs. Ishitani or Vincent. Like they gotta give it to one of them. And I know Vincent's already on record saying he would love to get his hands on Rocks. So hey man, this is gonna be crazy. It starts off with Rocks still pleading like he was in the last chapter for them to take him out. Garp confirms with Roger like, hey yo, am I tripping or do you hear that too? And they both hear it. And the squabbling commences. Rocks with a swing, Roger with the parry. Garp goes up for a swing, decks him in the nose, does nothing. He turns up, puts them both into a wall, and it splits the sky. From putting them in a wall alone, that's all he did. That's all he did was put him in a wall and he split the sky, bro. What is going on? We catch up with the respective crews for a little bit. Shiki's declaring the end to the Rocks pirates. Roger's crew and the Navy are getting word from their captains to go on ahead. I'll meet you when I can, like real niggas supposed to do. I got a job to finish real quick. I just can't let somebody like this go on after y'all. I can't let something like this just continue to thrive. Like I'm gonna do my thing. I'll see y'all later. Hang up. Gotcha. Click, nigga. At this point, the capes are off too. They throw their capes off in an epic way, and it just looks fire, man. Like I can hear the One Piece wind blowing. I can hear them walking up and taking their steps. I can hear the rumble, crumbling, all of it, man. But before they get to squabbling again, they tell each other why they even showed up to the island in the first place. Garp's like, man, I just came to catch both of y'all at the same time because I heard this is where y'all was gonna be. Roger's like, man, I just came to save Shaki from my homie, get some loot and dip. It really won't that deep. Rocks can't say why he's here, but we all know he came to save his family, so they didn't end up as prizes. So it's tricky all around, man. So Roger calls for a truce. Garp hates to admit it, but he knows it's the right thing to do right now until they can figure out what's wrong with him, try to get it handled, situated, and then he'll take both of them in if that's the case for him. And then they get into it, man. They show great teamwork. Garp shows his sympathies like, yo, I don't know if you can hear me, but is there something we can do to reverse it? Like help us out any way you can, pretty much. Like, but nothing's getting through. They set up a great play. They show some great teamwork. Rocks goes for the jab. Garp ducks, but Rocks is stuck like in a wall. So Roger pulls up behind him, hits him with a sword slash from behind. His whole head is in a wall. Garp pulls up, grabs his leg, swings him. I think Roger tries to come up from above with another slash. You know what I'm saying? Tell him like, yo, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. But it does nothing. Yeah, he ends it with the slash. And then we check in again with more of the crews because they can see what's happening from where they're running from. But we see Rayleigh, Gabon leading the way, Gloriosa comes from out of nowhere trying to get a ride with them. And I thought that was funny because we were wondering where she was like the last couple chapters, like where she disappeared to. Now all of a sudden she just popped up trying to get a ride. I thought that was funny. And then we see Kaido and Big Mom part ways for the first time, and I think that's cool because we already know where they ended up. They were always homies and shit. Kaido always saw her as like a big sister. They wanted to get the One Piece together and all of that, so we already know what happens there. And then it's back to the clash. Roger gets smacked, and then we check back in again with more of the crew. We get Whitebeard. He's looking for his ride, and while he's doing that, he gets approached by who we can assume is Marco's dad. They look just alike, and his name's Polo. And people pointed out that the Marco Polo joke, that was pretty funny. Oda, you're a character, keep that up. But Whitebeard's not interested. He's like, yo, know what I'm saying? Like, I'll find my own ride. But that's most likely where he ended up going, because bro said he was a fan. I'm pretty sure he had no problem. Like, if you don't want to join me, then I can just give you a ride somewhere. That ain't no problem. So that's more than likely how that went down. And then we catch up with a dragon. He's spazzing out on anybody not willing to let him aid whatever survivors he can. He's ready to crash out on anybody, and that's the last thing we see from him. The last thing we hear from him is telling you like, yo, you got a problem, bring it on. Like, I'll drop you right now. Like, I'm saving somebody. So yeah, that's pretty cool. That's the start of his whole revolutionary journey. And reading that just made me wonder, does he know what became of Shanks, and is he aware of the impact he's had on Luffy's journey? Like, does he know that? I wonder how he feels about Shanks. I can't wait to see that perspective. Like, oh, that's the kid I tried to save, or he already knows. But I think that's pretty cool. And then after that, we see Rayleigh and Gabon going back. They done secured their treasure, cruise at a distance. We're gonna go help the captain. That's what I'm assuming they're going to do. So it'll be cool to see how they come in clutch later on. And then we get basically Imu confirming through Saturn that basically the island is done. It never existed, and they basically closed the case on it. Anybody who was there never showed up. Whatever happened, never happened. What God Valley? Never heard of it. So yeah, it's case closed on that. And then we get the wrap up of the chapter. Nothing Garp and Roger is doing is working. So Roger deduces, hey man, it's most likely a hockey thing. He's canceling out my conquerors with his conquerors, and it's getting us nowhere. So if we put all of our mass into this one final blow, hey, not right now. So he thinks like, hey, maybe if we put all of our mass into one final blow, it'll take him out. It'll probably mess all of us up, but hey, it'll put a stop to him. And Garp's like, all right, I'm with it. But I mean, and Roger's like, all right, bet. Just try not to think of the aftermath, because basically it's do or die. Either this is gonna work and Rocks is gonna snap out of it, or it's gonna be a wasted shot and they're dead. But we already know that doesn't happen. So yeah, man, it'll be cool to see the aftermath, because that's basically where the chapter ends. They state their claim, and even before they get into it, man, hey, no. Yeah, but before they deliver their final blow, Garp lets Rocks know, like, hey man, I don't know what's going on, but real nigga to real nigga, I can feel your frustration. And that's when we get the saddest panel. The whole chapter is Rocks just crying, bro, missing teeth and everything, like eyes gone, just looking helpless, bro. And that is not, it's just sad, because this is not how we were introduced to bro. That's what makes it sad. When we met him, he was looking for Harold up in Elbaf, just trying to do his thing real quick. But I mean, he was looking for whatever he had in mind. We still don't even know what specific devil fruits he were looking for. It was 2 of them. Man, it's a lot, bro. And it's really just sad, because like I said, this is not how we were introduced to bro. Like, this is not how he most likely envisioned himself going out. And it's just sad, because there's not a thing he can do, bro. So Garp's just like, bro, I can tell you're frustrated. I can see it. And that's when Roger's like, bro, this ain't no time to be crying. And it looked like he want to cry too, like he covering his face like so nobody really see. I could be tripping, but I don't know, man. It was just sad. And then they clash one final time, and it looked like they cut him to pieces. Like, he's getting everything, bro. And then that's it. A legendary incident uncovered. And that really may be the end of Rocks. Break next week. So it'll be a while before we find out. But man, that was just sad, bro. It feels like theater at this point. One Piece is really theater. Like I read it with a hint of agenda, but mainly theater. And I think that's really helping, man, because this was some Shakespeare shit, if you ask me. Yeah, definitely a 9 of a 10 chapter. Yeah, man. I hope this isn't the complete end of Rocks. I hope it just snaps him out of whatever Emu did to him. I hope he gets some final words from himself and not just this monster, because that's not him. That's not how we were introduced to bro. So I hope we get a proper going for him. I was ready for Harold to pop out at any moment. Harold didn't come through. I thought he would, but I guess Oda's saving his ending for something else too. Man, it's a lot to wrap up though. I didn't really, nobody saw this flashback coming, and I really think it's coming to an end, and pretty soon we'll be back to the regular story. But a lot of us were cool with being here, honestly. A lot of us were cool with just being here. So for it to be ending is pretty like, damn. I was just getting comfortable. But it's Oda, so we gotta trust him. Can't wait for the next chapter. It's getting cold. Y'all stay warm. Put some money to the side. Read a book if you haven't. Open one in a while, even if it's just like a chapter every couple days. Drink some water and love on your folks. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.